Scary Gary. This week we're going to Texas' most visited state park. That is Garner State Park. I've heard a lot about it over the years. We've actually tried to go there on one occasion, and there, if you want to go during the prime time of the year, it is extremely difficult. Everybody goes out there. They've got, I heard they have the people book almost in a year in advance. We specifically had a reservation set up for September of 2018. Big flood came along. We basically had to cancel about 3 days out, which is one thing. I thought 48 hours was what you needed to have to make a cancellation at the state parks in Texas. I found out it actually is 4 days. Now, luckily, what they allowed me to do was, instead of losing it was a $25 deposit. It wasn't going to be a big amount of money, but they allowed me to change my reservation. And I was able to go and get a reservation in August of 2019. So, not quite a year, but one of the things is, and there's not terribly many places with full hookups. Now, when I got there, there was only about 3 people on the full hookups. And they were working on the bathroom. They were doing some work in the park and things like this. But I figured, okay, we're early. I mean, you know me. I'm rushing, going to get there early. But maybe half the place is filled up. So, as I was talking to people, they said, no, there's no problem getting in here. You just need to do it like after everybody cancels. Because apparently what happens is a lot of people set up their reservations a year in advance, or as far in advance as they can, and they get closer to it, and probably they know before that 4-day period they just cancel, and they get their $25 back, or they move it, or they, and it's not hard at all to get in there supposedly the day. Now, the main thing about Garner State Park is the Frio River. Frio River is a very clear, fast-moving little stream. It reminds me a lot of the rivers in South Missouri where I grew up, like the Current, the 7 Point. It's just very nice little river. The water wasn't running that fast when we were there, because there's places you would get in the river, and then you get people. It's smart to be with a group of people, so you can put one vehicle on one side, one vehicle on the other. So then you get there, then you drive back and go up to the other spot, and then you can kind of go back and forth a little bit and save all the walking. We honestly didn't have that problem at all. We got in pretty much at the edge of where the campsites were down by the Frio, and barely coasted down to the dam, which is where most of it ends, and actually paddled back a little bit, and it was very relaxing. Water was a little chilly for August, but it was very refreshing, and it was very the kids loved the rope swings on it. There was all kinds of just people there. People bring their lawn chairs out, and people cooking right down there. It was a very nice state park. There was Mount Baldy is commonly climbed and get a really good look, because you're definitely in the hill country. We didn't go up. We're just a little bit too old to walk up that far. One of the things Garner State Park is really known for is its dances. And we went up there on Saturday night, and it was really, you can see where it's a very tradition. The people set their chairs out. They have, like their spots. I even saw a sign that says, any chairs left here will be confiscated, and things like this. So apparently there's situations where bring chairs, and maybe they're thinking about they're leaving them, and maybe they can come back to them, but they're not there the next time. So, but it was, we heard there was 2 little boys that were running away from there, and one boy's saying to the other as they're running away, and we're talking, probably 8, 9 year old kids, and they were saying, "Do you ask anybody to dance yet?" And the other kids, "Yeah, yeah," and she said yes. So it was it was very enjoyable, but the dance floor just had a few people, a lot of kids, a lot of a few older people dancing on it, and then they have the line dancing scenarios, and supposedly there was a couple songs, and it was that earlier that day we went up and we got ice cream, and it was right there at where the dance happens, and it was like all of a sudden the loudspeakers come on, the dance music speakers come on, and there was these two songs, and there was a couple small girls, and they were out there actually practicing. And sure enough, when the songs came on that evening, the dance floor went from just a few people on it to the place was just full. I mean, they were just, and it was, and it's definitely a Texas tradition. So we have some friends down in Houston that we were talking with, and they camped when their kids were growing up, and their kids still have friends that they met here at Garner State Park. So it's a very nice park. I think we will go back, and I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope to see you next week.
If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up.
Turn on your post notifications.
Put the comments down below. Subscribe and it'll make me happy.